Inside Story Uganda, real source of political updates.
Atenti. Chikulu nnyo.
You see, omusajja omubu osoma akatabo ka Gundi. No longer it is.
No longer it is.
Omulamuzi yagamba lawyer. Why are you late, counsel? I'm late because I had problems of locomotion. Then the judge is saying, I'm soon getting tired and sick of your problems of locomotion. Gendo kasomera kaita no longer
it is. Nakasoma longer it is.
Waliwo omwana yatuka kusomera nga buyise. Omusomesa namubuuza, why are you late? I was walking behind a slow dog.
Kano kankakutereeze.
I was walking behind a slow dog. Omwana bali bamaze omubulira ku ssomero nti embwa eruma. Kakati omwana yatayinza kuyisa mbwa. That's your problem of locomotion. Nimuwanga wasobwa nnyo. Tewasoma political science. Tewasoma international relations. All of these things you are talking about East Africa. You see, you are not. Why? Africans trying groups at independence.
Yes.
There are those who believed that like in Nkrumah, that we would have a continental government. Then by the time Museveni came to power, Gaddafi had the same mentality.
Dream. Thought about and advanced it. He greatly advanced it.
But Museveni was insisting, why don't you have regional bodies, ECOWAS, SADC,
yes.
East African Community, Maghreb? Before you talk about the continental issue, why don't you have
regional one?
When you are reviving the East African Community, first study why it collapsed. I don't think that a serious study has been done. Why did it collapse?
The first one?
Yes, the East African Community, East African Airways, East African Railways, and as usual, Uganda is a loser. Anti-faith. Dar es Salaam was for social sciences. Yes. Because of all the East African leaders, Nyerere was a liberal.
True.
Kenya was for engineers. Uganda was for doctors. Njagala okubuulira ti okuva emulago baali basazeewo okuyita awo nga waliwo ttano gye muyitamu ne mugenda emulago. Twalina stamps ekyo ekizimbe ekiriko prime minister bayavaayo kati ku Lule, Yusuf Lule Road.
Yes.
When we sat down, the last minister of regional cooperation as the East African Community was lined up was Yoweri Museveni. Read his book. Akubuulire.
So, tayinza kubanga yasembayo n'abanga tamanyi biriyo Uganda will lose. You know, the man there has it all to make sure we benefit.
Let me tell you, what caused the collapse of the East African Community, the earlier one?
Egoism.
Not egoism. Nyerere could not sit, yes, Nyerere could not sit with Idi Amin.
Yes. It was that
there was an East African Community in Tanzania, and Chibedi foreign minister went in the relevance party. The seats reserved for Uganda were taken by Obote. And when the East African Community collapsed, there was a dust. And the Charles Njonjo dust costed the party for the collapse of the East African Community. When you divorce a husband or a wife, to come back you must know, has he abandoned Has she abandoned?
The first cause of our separation.
Yes.
What caused the trouble the other time round? Is it abandoned?
Two.
At the Chiro.
The Germans, because of federalism, wanted to finance a SAMI, a YAMI. Do you know a YAMI? It's a generous organization that was funded by the Germans.
Yes.
But when the Germans... I
actually got training from it in its latest hours.
A YAMI. Because the Germans wanted to move together. When you look at such entities, when you read my book, how I have discussed this as a theory of whether it is economy, this one, whether it is
which we shall handle later,
whether it is economy or politics. I'm a discussant, and I have to take it before him. At a discussant, I will paper you. Now we know them intellectuals. I can't let me tell you. We had East African Airways, which was taken over by Kenya. Uganda did not benefit. It was Idi Amin who created the East African Airways. We had East African harbors, railways and harbors, was taken by Tanzania. What did we get? Museveni was the last minister of regional cooperation, and his role was to share assets of the East African community. I will tell you, Museveni is the last minister. You don't see us building, and I thought we could even build a new, stronger... When you read my book, I tell you, there are people, when you come to my family, I have a number of lawyers, I have a number of doctors, I have a number of agriculturists, I have a number of many professionals. Why? Because my family is broad-based. It's a family of many wives. Every woman struggles to ensure the woman is failing. This is a trick. In your family? Yes, that's my trick. My trick is that marry many wives, the competition is their children. Mwemuna yasanga enkumulumbe. Gwono suliyanga banne miwumbe gyemmere. Gwono agamba banne. Omukazi agamba omwana we. Bali banno basoma olya ugona. Era nsinza kulonda president atalina bakazi bangi. Because a family is the first unity where you develop your teeth. Kakati nkugamba, we are not the only ones who are forming. What happened to ECOWAS? In any organization, there must be a dominant force. Which is the dominant force in East Africa? Tell me what it is. Museveni has always said that we are like a dispute. If the Kenyan economy is bigger, if the Tanzanian economy is bigger, one room is here, another one is here, the boundary is here. You cannot start an organization without a dominant force. NATO has functioned since the Second World War. Why? America is a dominant force. When Britain raised 15,000 soldiers, the economy collapsed. France, 3,000 soldiers. Spain and Italy. What's the dominant force in East Africa? You must have. We don't have a dominant force in East Africa. As we talk about East African integration, which is the dominant force, consensus in the politics is dominance. And here in Amani, East Africa, NATO. Congo bagala fe Rwanda federal economy ya mwiringa kamye ya Kenya nte ninga tebamanyi jikuma. You tell me the dominant your economy is comparable to a rabbit. That's why all of the fingers close. Kenya kabanante, and I've explained this in this book. Why? Yes. Kakati bwebali batandika European Union. We have NATO, we had the War Pact. Yes, the Russians also had an alliance, Warsaw, the capital city of Poland, where they sat. Why has NATO outlived Warsaw? Warsaw packet. In anything, let me give you an example. I normally embarrass my family, but I tell them that I want to quote examples. My father died 20 years ago, and he left yatulekera ika lusanvu mu nkaaga. Ezettaka. Yes. At a faction from his Jaja of Sembuya. We are minority owners. That's why I'm a very arrogant man. Naye ne bwe twayabya olumbe tetugambangako mukulu waffe oyo nti tugabane ettaka. Why? He handles all my problems. Even me, a rich man. I'm a rich man according to Uganda standards. But my brother gives me money. Yansikira. Ndikizibu abazukulu abaana bange abawa ssente kakati nange neebuuza is a diplomat is humble. Era you cannot anti abaganda baga nti enda mawogo ezaala abalungi n'ababi. You cannot say that we are the same father and the same mother.
The big story, Joseph Tamale, East African community tufuna muki ola gatukola loss.
Abaganda baga nti obwayise tebuyoleka bwoyolezetamu ettaka. I've told you that look what the argument was continental, like Gaddafi they wanted. Era Gaddafi yali agala kutta Museveni, Zenawi nembeki. Yes. I admire Museveni is a living saint, because he knew that Gaddafi wanted to eliminate Museveni. But when Gaddafi was facing a challenge,
we thought they were very good friends.
Not at all. Nakugamba, the Gaddafi awamiri achambadde $1 million najimu kubanga ndako. Amelia kubacha Gaddafi $1 million.
$1 million.
Why was Gaddafi interested in kumukazi w'ettoro? Mwali mulowooza nti ayagala mukazi? The more beautiful Arabs and Libyans
than that Mutoro woman.
What about kazi we converting it to Islam? This were Gaddafi's schemes. I knew. I told you that one time I was sleeping in my room in Libya. A person came, nga neighbor wange atudde wali, omuvuka wali. Nejje nankonkono omuwala omulibya. Can you help me to carry my luggage? I said no, I cannot help you. Bankuba amayinja. Nali ndowooza nti mwenzi. Omuyi bw'obanga oyagala okunywa omwenge e Libya, 160 miles in the international waters waliyo ekimeeri. Omuvuka gwe bayita bakowa ogumanyi. Yagenda ne ssente za foreign affairs emitwalo egi bamukuba ne bazimujjako. Bakowa bamukuba ne bazimujjako. Twagenda ffenna nga nze siina yadde 10. Nze nali maze okukistadinga ti ekyo ekimeeri onywayo omwenge naye amaato akakutwala n'akakomyawo. Waliyo Italian prostitutes. Kakati I'm telling you, Gaddafi wanted to become neyefuula kabaka.
And he thought you could only become
African Union. He believed in a whole continent like Nkuruma, which cannot be realized. Museveni believes in regional. If you want to solve an African problem, regional. That's why Museveni.
Although the regional blocks could later confederate into the continental thing.
Before Congo became a member, he was using the IGAD. Great Lakes region.
The IGAD.
IGAD yeri. They were using the Great Lake region before these people became members of this African integration, which African Federation. Kakati, I'm telling you, as an expert who did international relations, there must be a founding father. Anything must have a founding father. Anything must have how did the European Union start? European Union started by 2 countries, Germany and France. Who directed them to start the European Union? The Americans. Why? The Americans believed that Stalin was going to sweep the whole of Western Europe. And the largest communist party in Western Europe was in Italy.
Tetusobola nawe that tubitegeera muli
anti mukitegeere mutuyita nga mubikola. You think we are fools? You have something to learn. Omusajja yagenda mu ggulu Katonda n'amuteeka mu muliro n'amugamba nziiraayo njigirize baganda bange n'abaganda nti waliwo abababuulira. You have examples of ECOWAS, SADC and East African integration. In SADC, South Africa is a power. In ECOWAS, Nigeria was a power until Boko Haram. Now, who is a power? Chad. Mu buli family muyina okubeeramu n'abanyarwanda abajjanga wano mu Buganda balina kalimanzira anti taliimu.
No, how can we become one?
Munonna mufaanagana. There is no dominant factor apart from Museveni chiposhinga. How much money has he put there? Nti ababaka ba East Africa Legislative Assembly batuka n'okubola sente. Who is financing it? The Africans, the East African countries, saw it as an extension of their civil service. Tisobola mutwala mu East Africa. Because you don't know, how do you create a federation? A federation is created when the existing states realize that they are not politically or economically viable. Federalism means the federal government in Berlin, the federal government at Ottawa, the federal government at Washington.
Can't Tanzania occupy that? Is Tanzania not the dominant?
Tanzania is more interested in SADC.
Oh.
Where you are putting your headquarters, the federal government in Arusha, the excitement that is here is not the excitement in Tanzania. Why? When you go to Tanzania, they run the question. Mwabalwani etakalia mwe, mufuke ba citizens ba East Africa, mgeni mwambe takalia Tanzania. That's why Tanzania is moving cautiously with you. Ask me, who did the international relations? Two, you see, you must have benchmarks. For the European Union that started backed by the United States to stop Stalin to sweep the whole of Western Europe, these two countries set up benchmarks. You must be democratic. That's why Portugal and Spain, that were imperial powers, were bypassed by the Industrial Revolution and they become backward states. By 78, when Muhoozi was born, the demo was born, a government in Portugal was toppled, and Museveni was excited. Read his book. How long did it take the Spanish and the Portuguese to join the European Union? And it's a union, it's not a federation. Bwebaleeta was sent a euro, Britain refused it, Denmark refused it, Norway refused it. A monetary union is not easy.
But I think Uganda Chibaitukola, one of the things we are doing as East Africans, single currency.
Single currency. I've written it in my book. They don't understand this. Once you create a monetary union, you create a customs union. What does it mean? It has now created a competition within these countries, member countries. If I can start a factory in Tanzania, which is peaceful, kubanga fetutura, abasajja batubuuza. If I have $1 million, where do I invest it? I will tell you, Tanzania is stable, has changed the leadership. How many times? Kenya is stable. It has changed the leadership. The capitalistic Kenyans are not the Ugandan mafias who steal everything. I can Rwanda. Okay, Rwanda is a dictatorship, as you may think. It has not changed the leadership. It is a minority over a majority. Tukubulia for experts, you come to me and tell you, where do you put your money? In East Africa.
I thought Uganda is the most stable and the
Uganda Investment Authority etudde ku ttaka ly'abantu. Museveni created 20 investment parks where you could go ng'ettaka mu mawanga agamu osanga n'ebizimbe babizimbye ne bateekayo infrastructure ne bateekamu ki eri abantu balitako lwakakamba. How many times have you changed the leadership of Uganda Investment Authority? Another testimony about Uganda Investment Authority, you go to Mukono. The Namamve Industrial Park, ettaka balituddeko batunda tunde, more expensive than you go to Chibule's constituency. The Chinese are buying land from private people rather than getting access to Namamve land. Rwakakamba. Nebagoba Maji Chigozi, nebagoba omulala, nebagoba omulala. Ettaka bagala ditunda. They don't understand Museveni's concept. You can call it land bonanza monitor tivasum. They never did the political economy. Ekitegeza East African Federation is doomed.
Toyina kyolaba muwai. Because I'm waiting to see kikyolaba mu kyonna. Tolaba mu kintu kyonna.
Kyaliwo ne kigwa.
Iyala tesobola gifunamu ene.
Kyaliwo ne kigwa. Kakati bwe kiba kyagwa kye kyakisuula. Naye cannot work in Museveni's government again. To go back to a marriage divorce, he must have abandoned his former habits, which force you out. Museveni, you know, abajozi abali mu government abatunya ku mitwe, abatunya alako. Ne bampa sente zange ne bazikwata. Ate ndikukolera ddi. I cannot come back. You throw me on Kasasiro for jirikiti ko basuula embwa amanya ejirikiti type. Programu zange ne bazijjako. Kati mbagala ko kiyizo beyondo mpita meeting entulike. So you must review.
You have just said that you are a rich man.
I'm telling you, you must review. Kakati kankubuulire. Mwogera nti Ebola ali mu Uganda. Naye nga beerabidde buno obukozi buno bunnambi buno butambuza endwadde. Bwe kabeera ne katwangire. Why is Uganda suffering for diseases that are not affecting East Africa? Ne boogera Ebola, ensalo ne bagiggala e Busia. Buli omu naggala ensalo. Naye nga bakatumye kaggala ensalo koogera Ebola. Ensalo eggalibwewo. But supermarkets zaabwe zikole. Where do you find such a people? Wokalabira wonna. Kakati what does it mean? When you declare Ebola in Uganda, then the East African countries will block you. Tebakiriza kugujja.
Of course totambuza bulwadde.
Rwanda yawera amata gaffe galimu omuwogo. Kenya newera amagi gaffe newera ne kasooli. But the players to undermine themselves. Waliwo omusajja omugagga ennyo bamubba golodi yamusemeratingira Ntebe. We have this the best smelting plant in Entebbe eya golodi. That's why golodi yazewa yamutuuse Nairobi nga mufu. Why are Sudanese we are accommodated here are killing you in Southern Sudan when they are not killing Congolese and Kenyans? Busuma bwamwe. You are not prepared. Muri babbi, muri abasuma. Ebyamwe byonna byabuze. Ebyamwe byonna byabufere. And you are the driving force. The only thing
but I think we have helped stabilize Southern Sudan.
And we have
helped stabilize Somalia. We have helped.
But
would actually be the leader.
But when you look at the European Union, they set benchmarks. You must be democratic. Because they are universal benchmarks of democracy. In East Africa, you cannot have a benchmark of democracy. 2. Surrendering, if you want to form a federation. Federalism means that the existing countries or states or regions have found out they're not economically and politically viable. You surrender some of your sovereignty to create a bigger unity. So the federal government in Arusha, but the Tanzanians are not interested, are not keen as Ugandans because of education, the level of education and land. Mugenda kuddayo mu be ettaka mu buntu gule y'abantu.
Museveni alowooza The population y'Abaganda eri millioni 4 bwetugattako abakongo never na Kenya ne bwe tubadde tutunda kyetutunda kyonna kiba kifunya abaguzi. The market
that one I've addressed it
is the market.
I've addressed it in strategy theory.
Yes, but first in theory, the market.
Let me tell you, what matters is not the population. What matters, what is the demand? Demand and the effective demand. Effective demand means demand backed by money. What do you get from Congo, apart from getting refugees there? Can you sell beef to a Congolese who can hunt his monkeys? Congo, yerira nchimanyi. Omutwalira beef, we shall sell beef to Congo. The people you want to sell beef to have already are used to sinairo legs ez'Abafaransa amanye eby'Ababirigi eby'Omutabirya. You take all the efforts to go to Congo. When you combine the whole of East Africa, the numbers, issue is not in numbers. If harm one woman over Sajja Balaba, you are competing with the Sajja Balaba and harm all the rich people you have here. Can 100 people threaten him, the poor people?
Not at all.
Yes. What do you get?
It's about their purchase capacity.
Have you looked at the transport in Congo? These are rainforests. Omusajja yerira enkimaye gwe wali ogenze ke Congo n'emmese bazikola ku musito. Emmese bagirya ne bagirira ku bikola bya lumonde n'akawunga kati gwe twalayo ennyamayo. President Museveni.
Our maize is wanted in Kenya.
President Museveni.
But quality ya tusi at quality ya.
President Museveni yali mukwano nnyo gwa Bozaze owa South African Republic. Yamutondera ente ne zifo. They had to take a gardeners okuzimbira Bozaze a farm erimu omudde ente gusobola okulya at what cost.
So you are saying that Uganda is a loser at the East African community?
Yes. And you see, when you look at Kenya.
But we are selling a lot in Southern Sudan.
And we have a problem. The problem we have, the British, Abangers above the European Union, they are dealing with each country on bilateral, not European Union.
I want to give you facts. Uganda's exports to DRC, Lero, is $338 million US.
Tell me what they are selling there. Kuchi, anti-binyanja mubikwata. The Congolese want younger fish. If that money is reflected and is true, then Wakataka will be the ambassador of Uganda in the Congo. The man who is an expert on selling younger fish. Wakataka. Appointed Wakataka. Because you see, when I look at these people, why do you fight younger fish? Amakalabi. The Congolese want younger fish.
Yes, they do.
Because River Congo, temuli muchanyanja, tilapia, neri wagulu, nebogenda mu Southern Sudan, nogende Juba, tilapia teriyo, obunyenja bulinga misota. Kati faba China, babi ensonzi ne bazimala wano. Why? Kile fish, eyamba magumba g'abaana. Bali mu Luwera bazitutte banangalia. Uganda Revenue Authority enangalia. Security enangalia. Abachina bali baze mu vale ensonzi bazimazeemu. Why do you think that the Chinese are in valleys? Because of the kile fish. Ensonzi. Mubasoka mwezesa muti. Ensonzi zina kile. Kile helps the bones of a baby. That's why in Uganda, a Muganda woman ali pregnant ali ebumba.
Ebumba, yes. Baligaya nye bumba.
2. A Muganda woman kanchibabulize mujja kuddamu kulya mumbwa. Because African medicine is unhygienic. Embwa wezaalidde. Embwa tezaala. Embwa ebwagula. Tewulabanga yombwa yali efudde ng'ezaala. Wali ogirabyeko? Ente efe ng'ezaala. naye embwa tefanga ezaala yo tezaala ebwagula embwa ezaala obwana 10 ate tefa ani yali alabye embwa efudde ngaezaala kati Abaganda ogwo omusayi gw'embwa gwerekawo ng'ezadde baguyoolawo ne bagukolamu emmumbu kakati emmumbu eyeyamba abakazi okuzaala. I'm telling you.
Sure.
Yes. Embwa tevangako ng'ezaala.
But does that mean that human beings sebafinga bazaala nti oluziola omusayi n'okola emmumbu omwengi?
And that's why you see.
Ndaba ababu. Mama wange Nalongo mugaba nnaku akola emmumbu agasina konga.
Tayinza kubikubuulira. African medicine is dirty.
Mange.
Gomanyi nti omuntu. Do you know how we treat a person? Why kankubuuze? Omanyi omuntu mu Buganda akubiddwa laddu eddagala etumuwa. Tugenda mu ttooyi ne tujjayo bbi ne tumusiiga. I'm telling you. Akubiddwa laddu tumusiiga bbi.
As a medicine?
Yes. Omuntu akubiddwa laddu standard bullet. Ffe mu Baganda tugenda mu ttooyi ne tusenayo ne tumuyiira. Chovola toyinza kudya eddagala lya Africa n'olijeka ku scientific research musenero ng'olijjawa.
Nebikola.
Bikola. You ask ere Muganda. Once you are subject to standard bullet.
Yes.
Omuntu akubiddwa laddu Abaganda bamujjanjaba bati. B. We smear you. If you don't know, ask these Baganda people. The African medicine cannot be tested clinically.
No, it cannot pass.
Ask Kubulira is an hygienic.
Because it's unprocessed. Yes. I know that the Chinese. The Chinese process maggots into some liquid used in making syrups.
Before us, we know. Me, I can treat a mad man. If I go, you take me to Butabika today. You talk about the number when you're
Tamale.
I'm telling you.
Serious.
Abalalu. Gwegenda obuuza abantu ti Mirundi wabeera abalalu bangi bawuganirawo kwata sente nembawo ne bagenda. I know their problem.
Sente?
And if it's not a problem, tuyina amatovu tugayita amatovu. Amatovu tugookya n'ogateeka mu mutwe gw'omulalu emuvu zaabwe kwayatire. Baganda had their tradition, but because the missionaries bayagala batte buli kyaffe kyonna, you look at the element. Kakati today abasajja bangi out of diabetes. Kakati ngoyi unoraba omusajja nga apiriga lwaki yafuka mu kkubo. A diabetic man abatakyategeera oba agenda kufuka oba nedda tekyalina control. Yes, is diabetic. Naye abasekanso baamukwata is diabetic. Omuntu ali diabetic abatakyasobola controlling omusolo gwe. And you take omusajja ngoyo mu kooti. What do you do to a pregnant woman who delivers in public?
Lwakyazaalira mu ati onaabazaala atuwa kirungi oli atuwa musulo.
Nkugambye nti a diabetic man can urinate in his trousers. Abatandise kwambala pampa. Kati oyambala pampa. Oyambala pampa. A diabetic man abatakyasobola kutegeera to control unity. Nze nakyebuunyanga omukazi ayimiridde asobola otya controllinga urine. Kuba goyinza okulowooza nti is hollow ayika buyisi. But when he is young can control urine. And it's not advisable medically okutambula ne urine in your kataago.
Buli lw'owuliranga oyagala.
Yes, release.
Buli lw'olanga oyagala jamu.
If you are involved in an accident, kakati tubalaba abasajja abo bannampimu baasi ya global yassa abantu mu Lwera naye bagimpoundinze. How come that the global company is dominating the transport sector in the buses? Every bus has a route. Naffe mu taxi bayegaza buli kigundi buli kibaati kibeereko negye kikola ejjinja ekirala nabakuba naye mbajjawo. Mu Uganda temuli market ya transport. Once you get a new Kyadaki, the one I have, evaano neyingira Kabale ne Rwanda, emotoka empya ekola gundi evano ezange tebazibba ojibba gyebendegera naleetako omusajja mumubbi nga bamwita disco yali abba emmotoka mumanyina kati andaba akasajja kebaffe kaŋŋamba nti olwo oluswayiri lwe wammwe si lwa Tanzania eyakubbye emmotoka ali luddawo
ali mu Uganda
nga tazikubira busiya nezikwatawo nezikatwalira yajja naye emmotoka mugende mubuuze Kasinje ngaenyindi enjuki emulimu enyindi buli weyagiteeka nagula emmotoka zange 2 nendala nagireeta emmotoka zonna eziko Tamale Mirundi si zange but ndiyinswala simanyire bannanyinizo kakati let us go back to more serious issue. Okay. I'm telling you that you are bringing, because the European Union jemwali koleddeko yakola benchmarks of democracy, but what you have done because you are driven by numbers, Somalia, Southern Sudan, they come with their problems. On the contrary, the European Union decided before you join, you must qualify as a Democrat.
As a Democrat, you must be. You must
but for us,
practices similar.
When you have 100 people, no, the issue isn't 100 people. The issue is those who can afford it. The issue is who can afford. Demand. Never going to demand.